कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवके परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Now the chapter 2, and we are continuing on that verse 51. Okay. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi, karmajam buddhi yukta hi, phalam tyaktva manishinah, phalam tyaktva manishinah, janmabandha vinirmukta, janmabandha vinirmukta, padam gacchantyanāmayam, padam gacchantyanāmayam. As wise men endowed with equanimity renounce the fruits of actions, they also freed from the shackles of birth and attain the blissful supreme state. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. This specific verse, of course, it doesn't say that give up action or renounce the action. No. Renounce the fruits of action. Renounce the fruits of action. And that's why, when we do the Havan, idam namama, idam indraya, idam namama, that means it does not belong to me. I'm just an instrument. Okay? So, the wise aspirants, endowed with equanimity of mind and freed from the will of birth and death. I always use in our class punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. I'm not using the word vicious cycle. If Bhagwan has sent us, then how can we say it's a vicious cycle? Because he has sent us, then it's entirely up to our action, our karma. If we do good, you'll be granted good birth. If we do bad, then how can it be vicious cycle? If it is vicious, we make it. We make it vicious cycle. So we don't have to blame anybody else. So at the will of birth and death, punarapi jananam, punarapi paranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Janani, mother. Jatar, womb. Okay. Mother's womb. So you die. And you born again. That's a cycle. But what it says here, the wise aspirants endowed with equanimity of mind and freed from the well of birth and death, as in the state of equanimity, they do not in the least possess evil, such as attachment and aversion. Even what adjective Swami Ramasubdasi has given. Evil of attachment. The problem starts with the attachment. Problem starts with the attachment. I think since Indiraben was talking about Swami Parthasarathi, Swami Parthasarathi is one lecture on that, and I'm sure the same. And the title of that lecture, the CD is available. The Virus of Attachment. Virus of attachment. Virus. So, attachment is an evil. Do anything, do everything, but don't get attached. That's the whole idea. So, such as attachment and aversion, etc., which are the root cause of rebirth. Thus, they become free from the shackles of birth and death forever. Padam gacchantyannamayam. Now, here the word is anamayam, but it came from the word amaya. Amaya means ailment, disease, illness. So, amaya means ailment, and ailment is blemish, a thing which is free from all sorts of blemish is called anamayam, which is opposite of amaya is anamaya, spotless, basically spotless. Wise people endowed with equanimity attain the state which is free from any kind of blemish, any kind of spot. This state has been called eternal state. Eternal state. We need to aim to achieve that state. If not today, tomorrow, means not this birth, next birth. And this is also Bhagavan has described in the 15th chapter, in the 5th verse, the eternal state or the eternal bliss. What it says in the 5th verse of 15th chapter, Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivratta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangnair gacchantya mudha padam avyayantat avyaya pada. Those who are free from vanity and delusion, who have overcome the evil of attachment, who dwell constantly on the self and on God, who are free from the desire to enjoy the senses and are beyond the dualities of pleasure and pain, such liberated personalities attain my eternal abode. Bhagavan says, my eternal abode. The same thing again, little differently described by Bhagavan in 18th chapter in the verse 56. Sarvakarmani api sada kurvano mad vyapashrayah mat prasada davapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. My devotee. Look, Bhagavan is also using my devotee. My devotees, though performing all kinds of actions, take full refuge in me. By my grace, they attain the eternal and imperishable abode. Yeah. Doesn't matter what they do. What Bhagavan has mentioned here. By my grace. It doesn't happen with any other instrument. Yeah, you can use that, and we are using that, be it jap or havan or tap or fast or reading or knowledge or meditation or anything. But my grace, underline that two words, my grace. Of course, then There's a question then. But if it's only going to happen my grace, then we wait. No. We still have to do this jap, tap, what, dan, or whatever it is, because that will create the ground. That will create the ground. You see, it's not going to happen overnight. The same thing is here, what Bhagavan has said. My devotees, though performing all kind of actions, I have so many times given this quote from the Arjun Geeta. Sansarama sarsyo rahe ne manna mari pas. Sansarama le pai nahi te janu maro das. Doing all action. Sansarama sarsyo rahe means he is involved. He is doing all actions. When I say he or she, okay? He is doing all action. He is performing all his duty. He is doing all his material world's job. You need to survive. You have to do, you have to work, you have to go to the work. If there is a business, you have to open the business. Sansarama sarsyo rahe. Sarsyo rahe means attach, involve. But mannamari pasa. Mind is always engaged in me. Mannamari pasa. Sansarama le pain. Sansar kare. Is involved. Lepai nahi. He is not attached to the sansar. Janumaro das. That is my devotee. That is my devotee. So it doesn't stop us. It doesn't stop that you must not do this or that. We all keep on doing all the material world's duty. But engage yourself with me. That's Bhagavan says. Right. So, again, the same thing Bhagavan has mentioned in the 14th chapter it says, Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashaka manamayam sukha sangena badhnati gnana sangena chanagha. Amongst these sattva gun, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating and full of well-being. O sinless, anagha means sinless. O sinless one, it binds the soul by creating attachment for a sense of happiness and knowledge. Sattva, now it says about that quality. Sattva quality, the mode of goodness, has also been called flawless. Yet, in fact, the self or God is flawless, because by attaining Him, one has not to follow the will of birth and death. Once you attain or once you achieve that state of mind, Bhagavan Krishna has called sattva quality also flawless, because that also helps a man in attaining God realization. Three modes: sattva, rajas, and tama. Right. So, person is also for the good deed, good action, or the pure action. I mean, sattva is sattva. To translate is very difficult. Rajas, all the time engage in that material world. And tamas, all destructive actions, or not necessary action, destructive thoughts, or destructive opinion. If somebody is going to ask, okay, We are going to meet at 7:30 on Wednesday. Okay. Then people like you will say, no, 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 but 7:30 will not possible. That's why it's my time for the Gita class. I have committed myself for the Gita class. Now the person will come with the destructive opinion. Ah, man. You're doing all the time. If you miss what's going to happen? Hmm? And this all looks good in the book only, but practically you can't. And do you think that is there any change in your life? Destructive opinion. Tamas. That is the tamas quality. And the word from tamas, tamasic. So three qualities: sattva, raja, and tama. And from that, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, not tamasic. At least the member of Gita class should know. I can't go everywhere, but you should know it is tamasic, not tamasic. Sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So the people will come with a destructive opinion. It's always there. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So what we need to that, we always need to try, because we are in material world. So the rajasic quality are going to be there. What we need to do is we need to try sincerely. We need to put all sincere efforts that we can increase the sattvic quality in our life, in our thought, in our action, in our life. Hence, our sages, our elderly, our wise men, our saint emphasize to read scripture. And I would go even one step ahead. Scriptures are not there to read. Scriptures are there to study. Geeta or Bhagavad or Ramayana are not there to read, or Upanishad or Ved. Those are the scripture to study. That's the difference. Novel you can read. You don't have to study. Of course, in that process of reading, you might get something good. But these are there to study. And that's why our sages emphasizes, put your time, do japa, do concentration, engage yourself in concentration, or in today's time, meditation. Okay, good. Do yoga. That you connect yourself. The more you devote time to connect yourself, means the individual self with the Supreme Self or the Universal, then you will be able to increase the sattvic quality, the sattva gun in your life. Again, I don't need to clarify all the time when I say your life, our life. Okay. We need to do that. And that's why they say, okay, do the 11 mala, not necessarily Gayatri Mantra mala, it can be any mala, but at least you engage for the particular time. And that time also, people will come with the destructive opinion. Yeah, but you doing 11 mala, or Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or Gayatri Mantra, or it can be any mantra. But do you really think that you can concentrate that time and then your mind doesn't wander here and there. Destructive. They will come. They'll come. And answer them honestly, yes. I I I don't get concentrated. I mean, while I'm doing mala, answer them. Answer them. But I'm trying. I'm putting my efforts. I'm putting my efforts. I always tell you in our Gita class, Bhagwan expects two things: prayatna, efforts, and satatya, continuity. Keep this in mind. I mean, look, nobody can claim that I understand Gita. I don't. I'm sorry, you also not going to claim that I understand Gita or we understand Gita. But try to understand and try to focus on these two words: prayatna, efforts, and satatya, continuity. Doesn't matter. I'm doing Mala for 30 years. But yes, I am honest that I have not achieved that state, that I concentrate all the 30 minutes or 3 hours or 10 minutes, that my mind is concentrated. No, you must be honest. What, maybe you're not losing anything. I mean, of course, we are not bound to answer this kind of destructive comments, but I'm just giving you an example. It's fine. People will take continuity and efforts, meaning continuous effort. Because Bhagavan has very clearly mentioned Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gnanavan Mam Prapadyate. Very clearly mentioned. I have explained this too many times in our Gita classes. But each time it looks new because each time it should hammer. Not only you, to me also. In Gujarati, in Hindi, in English, we have two things. In Gujarati, ekvachan, bahuvachan. In English, singular, plural. Whereas in Sanskrit, ekvachan, dvivachan, and bahuvachan. Ekvachan, singular, is one. Dvivachan means two. And plural, bahuvachan, is more than two. It's three, at least three. Here, Bhagavan has told Bahunam Janmanamante. Bahunam is plural. Bahuvachan means minimum 3 lives. Minimum 3 lives. Bahunam Janmanamante Gnanavan Mam Prapadye. So we don't have to disappoint. We don't have to be frustrated. We don't have to give up. It's fine. I'll try. At least when the final call comes from upstairs, what did you call it? The final judgment. At least we can talk to Bhagwan. Yes, I know I have not lived an animal life. You granted me as a human life. I try to be human. I try to engage myself in your lotus feet. Yes, I may not be succeed. That's fine. And that's the very reason the wise men, the sages, remember with great respect is Karl Marx. Karl Marx. I mean, he could not eradicate the poverty from the world, but at least he thought that there should not be poverty.
It's 20 hours.
There should not be a single poor person in this world. He tried. He tried. And then that's why we always say in English, you'll only know if you try. So we're trying. So when the final judgment takes place in our life, we can tell Bhagavan, yes, I have tried to live. I have not spent my life eat, drink, and be merry. Solomon Grundy born on Monday. No, I have not lived that life. At least I tried. Then the rest in His good hands. Of course, judgment will be His, will be yours. So, Bhagwan Krishna has called sattva quality also flawless, because that also helps as a man in attaining God realization. So we need to increase that. When we check the balance sheet, okay, last year I made 500,000. Next year I must increase. Nothing wrong in it. Fine, go for it. Work hard. Next year you make 600,000. Who stops? But the same principle one must apply for the spiritual life. Last year I was doing 10 mala. At least let me increase one. Last year I was reading only 5 pages of the Bhagavad Gita or any scripture, any commentary. At least I will read 10 pages per day, 6 pages per day. Increase that. Then only the sattva gun, the sattvic gun will increase. Self, the soul is immutable, while the evolutes of matter is nature, prakriti, of matter, body and the world are mutable. When this self, soul, identifies itself with the mutable body, it itself assumes taint with mutable nature. But when it renounces this assumed identification, it realizes its pure self. This is a blissful, supreme. Look, mutable and unmutable, and it kept assumes and everything. I just give you the simple example. Cataract in the eyes, right? Okay. It's just a layer. And due to that layer, person cannot see. In the beginning, he or she will feel that, okay, I am not seeing properly, or it gets dumb. Okay. Then, naturally, approach the doctor. And the doctor will advise, okay, we need to remove the cataract. We need to go for that cataract surgery, operation, whatever you name it. It's removed. Then the vision is clear. So, Bhagavad Gita is there to open the path, to give the clear direction, to show the path, and the master, the wise man, can put us on the right path. Then we understand, yes, unnecessarily we got engaged or attached with this kind of thing. But that is not my real nature. I need to look for my real nature. Who am I? From where I have come? And where is? Because, we normally say, life is a journey. If there is a journey, then there must be a destination, isn't it? It's simple. I mean, look, it's a simple equation. Simple equation. We normally say, right? Life is a journey. If life is a journey, then there must be a destination. If somebody calls you, oh, no, I'm traveling, I'm driving, okay? That means I'm going to reach somewhere at some point. If the journey is for the Cape Town, okay, it might take 15, 18 hours. And if journey is for the Mayfair, it might take 20 minutes. But if it is a journey, then there's a destination. If you consider life as a journey, there must be a destination. Very simple. And what is the destination? That Geeta tells us. And the wise man, the master, explains us and puts us on the right path to reach to the destination. Right? So friends, we're going to conclude today's explanation, discussion, whatever you like. Credit goes to all wise men, all the saints, all the sages, all the scripture. Absolutely nothing belongs to me. And as we know that our main reference book is Sadhak Sanjeevani, and the author of Sadhak Sanjeevani is Swami Lakshminarayan ji. So we are thankful and we express our gratitude in the lotus feet of Swami Ram Sukdas ji too. Okay, so 73rd verse, 18th chapter, followed by Arti. Okay. Nashto moha smrutiralabdha tat prasadan maya achyuta sthitosme gata sandeha karishiye vachanan tava.